Hi everyone, Zachary Lui here from Toronto Qigong. Today I'd like to talk to you about the importance of cleansing in reference or in context to your Qigong practice. So let's start off with the definition as we usually do for these videos. First off, what is cleansing? Cleansing is any exercise you would do to rid yourself or to cleanse yourself of external or internal factors to progress into your Qigong sets. Now, first off, why do we do this, or why is it so important to even consider this? Well, generally we have stresses in life, we have emotional traumas, or just emotional things that pop up on a daily basis. We have things that happen internally from a visceral level, bone level, energetic level, and even from a psychological level. We just feel stresses all around us consistently. Even though we may be calm or various other things, things just seem to pop up. And eventually, depending how old you are, let's just say you're X amount of years. How many years you have on you is how many things you have in terms of things you could potentially be cleansing, because that's essentially your life in a nutshell. And not all traumas are bad, but if they are blocking you to more or less go to your full potential, which is what we're aiming for in Qigong, then that needs to get cleansed out of your system. This would be viewed as an energetic blockage. So what we're doing in Qigong cleansings is essentially taking out any energetic blockages and freeing up any more or less stagnations in the body from a daily level, monthly level, or yearly level. Generally, we want to start with the most superficial things being, well, if I have, say, a stressful day, I want to be able to rid of myself of that stress no matter what. Because if I don't, it's going to get stuck in the body, in the psyche, and in the emotions in some way. So essentially, when I'm doing a Qigong cleansing then, I'm saying to myself, I don't want this, and I could just let it roll off my back, as an otter in water, per se. So there's various Qigong exercises that would be considered as a cleansing exercise. I'm not going to get into the specifics, nor the details on those exercises. However, I will say generally what should happen in every Qigong cleanse would be these few factors. It should work on the bone level, it should work on the blood level, it should work on the lymph system, it should also work on the fascia and muscles, and then it should also work on the skin. Through all those layers, by default we're also working with our psychological and emotional issues, which then all correlate in all those things I just said would be energetic. But if we had to splice it up, those are what you should be expecting in a Qigong cleansing exercise, or various Qigong exercises that would cleanse you before you get into your Qigong set. Now, because we accumulate all these stresses in life, and because we generally forget about them, when we do our Qigong set, if we don't do these cleansing exercises, we're going to be uncovering these things, and the thing is, we could have rid ourselves of them beforehand, so then they don't even block our Qigong practice, because Qigong practice is working on energy flows. So if you don't rid of yourself, say you get muddy and you don't wash it off, it's just going to get stuck on you, as a metaphor. What we want to do is take a bath or take a shower, and then you're squeaky clean, and then you can do something else. But it's not the best or most optimal thing to just let the mud dry or let that mud stay on you the whole time for a few hours or even like a day or two. It's just not optimal for what you could be doing, because it'll get in the way in some contexts. So that's essentially the thinking we have in Qigong is, well, you have this mud on you, take it off, then we can actually start doing fun stuff to really start working on these deeper layers in you. Now, the good thing with Qigong cleanses is if you do them before your Qigong set, is the more and more you do them, the faster your Qigong progress will be, because you have less things hindering you. It'll bring you back into a present state of mind, And even though you could say it's a pre-warm-up, it's your pre-Qigong set, meaning you're doing Qigong to get into the actual Qigong sets. So this is just a nice way to kind of ease your psychology, or even your emotions, or even yourself, to be ready and present for the Qigong set so you can do what is needed when you actually get into those forms. Now, in closing to all this, I like to just give an analogy to how we would view these cleansing exercises also, aside from the one I just previously given you. Generally, you could imagine yourself, you want, say, some water to drink. You take a glass and it has dirty water in it already. Generally, most people aren't going to say, we're going to drink the dirty water. That's just not logical. However, some may say, well, alright, maybe we'll just turn on the tap and then all that dirty water will eventually come out and then I'll have fresh water. Not the most optimal thing, though you can do that. When we're doing a Qigong cleansing, the intention really would be like, not so much, we'll turn on the tap and then we'll have that displacement of clean water to dirty water, which will take maybe a few minutes to be fully clean water. We're just going to dump the dirty water out of the glass, maybe rinse it, soap it up, and then from there, I'm going to pour myself a clean glass of water to drink. That's essentially what we're trying to do with a cleansing exercise, is you have this dirty water in your body from whatever stresses you've had throughout the day, month, week, and we're just saying dump it all. You don't need this right now. It's not helping you, so why would you want to do a Qigong exercise to move things around, to try and better your life, when you already have something dirty in you? It just doesn't make any sense. And even if it does make sense to some degree, it's not the most optimal thing to do. So doing a Qigong set just to do it without your Qigong cleansings, unless you're doing hours of Qigong, it's hard to get the same effect. So the easiest thing I would recommend to people is do your Qigong cleansing exercises, whatever they be, then get into your Qigong sets for optimal results. So for more information, go to torontoqigong.com, and if you're interested in videos like this, do subscribe to the link below.